Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Derecka. That's Derecka. Yeah. Today I've collected 6 books that you should read in 2025 to not only reprogram your mind, but get you in the right mindset for success. This year, no one's going to stop us. Hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below on which book was your favorite. Let's get started. The first book I have here is The Spirits of the Earth. This book here is so amazing. It's by Bobby Lake Tom. I love this book for many reasons, but the primary reason I bought this book was because of the symbolism that is in nature that we tend to overlook because of our busy schedules, because of us consistently consuming, and also because of us just being so drained by the everyday. So this book allows me to take a step into nature and really have eyes to see and ears to hear what nature is trying to tell me. For example, on the back it says, much of the ancient knowledge that has been passed down from Native American medicine men or shamans is in danger of being lost. Bobby Lake Tom, a Native American healer known as Medicine Grizzly Bear, has sought to preserve this powerful heritage by sharing his wisdom and experience, learning from the world around us. The result is Spirits of the Earth, an extraordinary compilation of legends and rituals about nature's ever-present signs, from the birds that soar above us to the insects beneath our feet. Bobby Lake Tom shows how these creatures of the earth can aid us in healing and self-knowledge. This book has shown me signs in my personal life that I did not take for granted. Fortunately, I read this book before those experiences came to fruition. For example, my experience involved a blue jay feather. I actually saw the blue jay feather in the morning and then didn't think too much about it, but I did take a picture of it because it was so vibrant and blue. And the next day is whenever that sad experience happened. So jays are beautifully colored birds, but they have bad power. They warn us about the kind of people we will soon see. They are challengers and negative entities. Sorcerers use the blue jays as a source of bad power. Blue jays gossip and are noisy, arrogant, and prideful and selfish. They lie, steal, and cheat. They are lazy and take from others for their own purposes and desires. If seen around the house, a jay can be a sign that jealous and evil people are preying against you in a bad way. This is just an excerpt for one of the segments in this beautiful book. Definitely worth reading this year. Let's get in touch with more nature this year so that we can know what nature is trying to tell us. Book number 2. Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. Let me tell you something. This is actually an ironic book. Steal like an artist, right? And I stole this from my brother. He's never going to get it back. So, this book is very dear to me. Reason being is it tells you how to copy while also being an individual. Let's think about it this way. You want to write a paragraph, or you want to write a novel, or you want to paint a picture, but you need inspiration. Where do you get it from? You get it from the world around you, from what other people have done in the past. And the way that you can bring light to what other people have done is to create your own. Even if it was influenced by someone else, guess what? You're the one that's creating it. I have done this with so many paintings and so many stories that I've written before when I was in high school or when I just wanted to have fun. A lot of these things really bring the fun to creativity. You can take someone else's idea and truly make it your own. And I feel like, honestly, that's what a lot of artists do in the first place. We take from nature, we take from the city, we also take from other people, and we take from animals, we take from all types of things, organic or non organic, and ideas as well. Maybe somebody who is rich and famous has this bright idea, but they don't know how to execute it. Well, you do. Now that you have the bright idea, guess what? You can make it your own. That is what this book is about. I'm going to read the back of it just so that you guys can understand the top 10 topics that this book talks about. Unlock your creativity. Steal like an artist. Don't wait until you know who you are to get started. Write the book you want to read. Use your hands. Side projects and hobbies are important. The secret. Do good work and share it with people. Geography is no longer our master. Be nice. The world is a small town. Be boring. It's the only way to get work done. Creativity is subtraction. Those are the top 10 topics that this book talks about. And like I said, great read for bringing out your creativity, even when you feel like you're at a standstill or art block steps in. Trust me, I've felt that way before. And this is a great way to overcome those type of mindsets. Just getting down anything on paper will help, but having influence from another artist or another painting that you have seen in the past or at an art gallery is definitely going to incite some more fun into you slapping down that paint or you putting down the marker on the paper or watercolor or whatever it may be. Have fun in everything that you do, because when you're not having fun, then why are we doing it? Book number 3. This book is called The Bible in 52 Weeks, a year-long Bible study for women. This book, honestly, is so amazing. I haven't gotten through the entire thing, but I will let you know that what I have done so far is unveil some really deep secrets that I had within myself. I definitely was able to rediscover a lot about who I truly am and what I really want out of life. Do I really want this? Do I really want that? I got to ponder over those things, but I also got to read about other experiences that lay in the Bible. I would definitely pair this book with the Bible. Obviously, they go hand in hand. My Bible I use is the New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures. You can use any Bible to follow along with this book, but I definitely encourage it just to bring out your healing, to bring out your connection with God, and to make sure that you are not lacking spiritually. This book is a guide for you to get through this book. As we all know, sometimes it can be hard to sit and just read. That's why inside this book there are actually prompts and things to ponder on. And it helps you to dig deep and be honest with yourselves so that you can experience true peace. And this book has helped me to see that in so many ways. I'm going to read a little bit of the back for you, just so that you can understand what this book is a little bit more. When it comes to lifting their spirits and finding peace in hard times, there is one place Christian women have always turned for help and advice: the Bible. The Bible in 52 Weeks is an inspiring journey for Christian women that breaks up Scripture into manageable daily readings. Whether you use this interactive Bible study alone or in a group setting, the weekly commentary, thought-provoking discussion, questions, and space to record your thoughts will help you gain new insights, strengthen your relationship with Christ, and spend time in the world with new meaning and purpose. Powerful and practical. In just 15 to 20 minutes a day, you'll tackle the whole Bible within 12 months. Get personal. In addition to analysis and prompts, each week includes a prayer, a highlighted verse, or actions that you can take to deepen your faith or overcome difficulties that you're facing. And on the seventh day, after 6 days of short readings from the Bible, you're encouraged to take the day of rest and reflect or catch up on any readings that you have missed during the week. So as you can tell, this book is perfect for you, especially if you're interested in reading the Bible, but it's a little intimidating because of how big it is, and we can't always understand everything in the Bible. So this is definitely a way for you to make the Bible your own and truly apply it to your path and apply it to who you are. Book number 4. So book number 4 is called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I think I've had this book in my Audible library for at least 5 years. Every time I come back to it, it comes at me at a point in my life where I realize I've forgotten the truths that it brings. So I relearn them every single time based off of the experience that I'm going through. This book genuinely helps me to take a step back and realize that there is so much more than just me. There's a whole world outside of me. And that is what we are interacting with. The book refers to that world outside of us as the old dream. Inside of us, we want to create a new dream. That new dream can only come from us changing our mindset and making new agreements within ourselves. So the first agreement is to be impeccable with your word, aka let your yes mean yes and your no mean no. If for whatever reason you didn't do that today, then don't be so hard on yourself. Allow yourself time to make that correction and start to be more honest with yourself about what you truly want. If somebody invites you to go to a party and you don't want to go, you don't have to. But then again, I know you might feel bad because you don't want to go and you were invited, but that is free will. You do not have to go if you don't want to. You can politely decline and say that you appreciate being invited, but you're not interested in going. So being impeccable with your word is a little bit more than that as well. The book goes into detail on how to be impeccable with your word, which when you read it, you will discover. Second agreement is don't take anything personally. This one was a big one for me. Reason being is everybody takes everything personally, especially this day and age. It's kind of hard not to sometimes. When things are literally being directed right at you and they're using your name and they're looking at you, it seems like it's personal. But really, everything that somebody does has to do with them, not you. That's what this book helped me to realize. Is that everybody has their own world that they're living in, and they react the way that they react. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. The third agreement is don't make assumptions. This one is another one as well that I had to kind of like look into myself about. Things that I don't know, I make assumptions about. And I think that that's normal. It's not good, but it's normal. And I will say that it can be detrimental because you know the saying, don't assume because it makes out of you and me. Get it? When you do assume, it just makes the situation worse, and you're creating stories or you're creating ideas that you don't 100% know are real. So why even waste your time coming up with those things? And most of the time, assumptions are never good. Usually assumptions are something negative about a situation you're going through. What's the reason of thinking about that? We're here to be happy. We're here to enjoy our lives. Let's make the most of our lives by not making assumptions, right? And the fourth agreement is always do your best. When you do your best, even if it's not what somebody else's best is, it's still your best. That's what makes it so rewarding. When you get off work, you had a hard day, but you know you gave it 110%, That is giving your best, and that is the most rewarding feeling ever. When you know that you couldn't have done any more based off your energy that you had that day, based off of the events that occurred to you that day, you gave it your best. That's the best thing that you could ever feel. Definitely worth reading because it will definitely change your mind for the better, and it will help you to create a new dream. It also has prayers in it as well that you can listen to and you can enjoy. So, in short, the Four Agreements reveals the source of self-limiting beliefs that robs us of joy and creates needless suffering. Based on the ancient Toltec wisdom, the Four Agreements offer a powerful code of conduct that can rapidly transform our lives into a new experience of freedom, true happiness, and love. So that book is available on Audible. I do not have the physical copy, but like I said, I listen to that whenever I need to, anytime, all the time. I love that book. Definitely download it. It will be right in the description below. The next book is 48 Laws of Power. This book has helped me to truly see how somebody's obtaining of power is revealed. Their process of obtaining power is revealed through this book. That is my summary of the book. You can be ruthless, you can be evil, you can be demeaning, you could be cunning, all to gain power. And it depends on what power is for you. But really, the way that I read this book, I read it from the perspective of knowing when someone is doing it to me, or knowing how to look for those things out in the real world. Law number 1, never outshine the master, right? I work in retail, right? Now we have a general manager, we also have assistant general managers, we also have department managers, and we have supervisors. All levels of management. Now, who is at the top? The general manager. At times, there are times where other people will say, I'm going to let the general manager win this battle. And the reason being is because you don't outshine your master. You don't think that you're smarter than them. You don't think that you can do their job better than them, right? After all, they are higher than you. And so, in that is how you become the general manager. So for example, right, I'm the general manager, I have somebody right below me. They are always telling me, wow, Derica, you're amazing. I can't believe that you were able to think of that. Wow, you did a great job. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, we should do this, we should do that. They're doing everything I need them to. And also telling me that I'm amazing and I'm doing a great job. They are not lacking in their job. So, as normal, what would you do? You would give them your position when you're ready to resign, right? Or, as the book would say, they kind of get their way in, and not in the most obvious way. So, in the book, 48 Laws of Power, they kind of get their way into position by building you up just to knock you down. But we should also be mindful that people have their own motives and intentions. So that is one of the things that this book has made me aware of. 48 Laws of Power are literally that. 48 ways to obtain power. So you can observe it in the real world. How someone is able to create a mastermind plan that could last for years just to obtain whatever they wanted to. or to obtain some type of bet, right? So it's definitely worth reading. There's another story in there that talked to that was talking, but it was saying like this guy wanted to have all his paintings bought by a certain person, by a certain buyer. Everybody was like, oh, you can't do that. He said, watch me. And he created this mastermind plan of having met this guy at several different places at the same time, because he knew the spots he wanted to hang out with, he knew the food that he liked, he knew the type of paintings he liked, he knew everything about this person. So he was able to be at the same place at the same time as this person strategically, and they ended up becoming friends. He ended up only buying his art at the end of everything. So moral of the story is, whatever you want, obviously you can get, even if it does sound crazy to somebody else. And you never know how it's going to happen. I don't know if you want to be stalking people, but just keep that in mind when you do see somebody, you know, you never know what their intentions are. You guys can pick up that book on Audible. It is amazing. I love that book. It helps me to be aware, never to be scared or never to fear anything or anyone, but it helps me to be aware and observant of the world around me and the things that are happening and the people that are doing those things. The sixth book is Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Now this book is our future. This book I feel like is definitely our future, drawing closer and closer and closer and closer. Now this book is about a utopian society where everybody's happy and they need to be able to shop. They want everybody to consume, consume, consume. Sounds a lot like what we do every day right now. So everybody is consuming in this utopian world. That is how they keep the world running. Everybody must be happy, and if they're not, they're given a drug called Soma. Soma keeps you happy when you feel the slightest ounce of sadness or anger or anything other than happiness. Now, in this utopian world, people do not have babies. They are lab-grown babies, and they can make, you know, upwards of 72 babies all the time, like clones, like all the time. They just make people. And so with that, they program or they brainwash these babies, well, one group into not liking nature or books, and the other group is brainwashed into partaking in sexual activities, so that they're demoralized and that they are, you know, kind of accustomed to those type of activities. Now this book here is definitely insightful because it talks about totalitarianism, and as you all know, that's where we're headed, totalitarianism. So great read. I'm sure all of you guys probably heard of it, or you probably read it in high school. I read it in high school. Definitely something to think about with this book here, because this book was written in 1932, I believe, but it is so similar to what we are going through in today's world right now, how people are programmed to think that, hey, you know, in this book, you got the betas, and you have the alphas, and there's like 3 other groups as well, and the epsilons, like there's like all these groups of these kids, and they are brainwashed while they're sleeping, and they're brainwashed to think, oh, I'm a beta, I'm the best, and here's why, because this group isn't as good as me, and this group isn't as good as me, and here's why, and I am happy that I am me because I am the best. And you know, you're thinking that those groups are not as good as you, so you put yourself up on the pedestal. So everybody is all doing the same thing. And these other groups are all being brainwashed into thinking the same thing. So literally nobody wants to hang out with an Epsilon because they wear black and the betas wear purple. So it's definitely something to think about, because that's another thing that we are experiencing in this world today is division. And they do that so well of creating division between us as humans. Whereas we all know we are all one and the same, whether white or black or whatever you want to call yourself. You're still a human being at the end of the day. And that's what we really truly need to realize, us as a whole, as a collective, that we are all just people living our lives, doing our best. So that is my list of all the books that I wanted to go over with you guys for a great start at 2025. We just are approaching such a fast, rapidly progressing era, and these books are going to help us take our minds to the next level so that we can change our programmed beliefs, so that we can reinvent ourselves to be better than who we were yesterday. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment on which one was your favorite. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great 2025.